Welcome back, folks. I am beyond proud to bring to all of you my Let's Play of The Silver Lining, Episode 4. Oh, it's really, really getting great at this point. I cannot wait, so let's get into it. Except we can't restore anything, because as you see, I'm on my new computer. So, we'll start right at Episode 4. 'Tis in my memory locked, and you yourself shall keep the key of it. Let's go. Music is... I'm so excited. I will warn folks that I am coming off of my 30-hour charity stream. I'm still kind of tired, but I waited and I really want to play, so...
Previously on The Silver Lining.
It is done.
And her memory?
She won't remember any of this, or me.
It doesn't have to be this way.
It is too late for me.
Your sacrifice is noted.
There is talk of a prophecy, and the return of the Silver Cloaks. We must discover the location of the box.
She is a fundamental piece.
How can you be so sure she
Because
shall?
that is her destiny.
She called me Father.
Your children are under a dark spell. The only way to revert such a spell is by reaching their dreams. If you bring the ingredients of the spell to me, I can create it for you.
So absurd, as are all those old bird tales. Like that one about some artifact that would allow humans to fly.
A human flying? Now that would be a sight worth to see.
I can only say that your fate has bound you to this evil man.
The Silver Cloaks were a very noble order. They became one with the Zodiah Stone to imprison the man you seek.
Sire, do you think that you or your wife could be descended from the Silver Cloaks?
The Pandoras Box? A man dressed in a cloak came asking me about such an artifact.
Rosella?
Pandora's Box? No! No, that's impossible!
That's
sealed me.
right, Rosella.
What? Who's there?
Pandora's beautiful box.
If you're gonna follow me, then face me!
Tell him, Rosella.
You were the only one who could do so, sweet Rosella. You alone could find and retrieve the Pandora's Box for my black cloaks.
Who are you? And why have you done all this?
Your family and ours, we've always crossed paths.
Enough is enough. Help! Somebody get me out of here!
This box once rested in Tamir, locked up behind enchantments we could not breach. And now, here it is, as real as you or I, and within my grasp at last. You have an incredible power.
I want you to leave me and my family alone.
You'll see. Once the box is open and the power is mine again, I won't have to tolerate you and your family getting in my way any longer. But first, there's something Mama has to do for me. She has a destiny to fulfill.
You can tell your cohorts that I will do whatever is in my power to protect my family.
All in good time, little girl. Now just sit here quietly while the adults talk.
Episode 4. 'Tis in my memory locked, and you yourself shall keep the key of it. Let us see where King's Quest takes us, folks. Come on, the token.
Citizens, townspeople, friends, all of you. I spent all morning preparing a speech. It was sitting on my bedroom desk as I prepared to come here. There it lies still. I wish to speak to you not as a queen, but as one of you. I know many of you pose the question of whether King Alexander shall recover from this dark enchantment. I understand if you feel we are kingless and wonder what shall become of the Green Isles. I only wish he could be by my side now, saying that all is well. I wish too that these words could reach the other isles. But here is what the fates have mandated us, the people of the Green Isles. We must face this dark hour. Last night, there was a storm out there. Today, our sun is shining again. I hear news that people are afraid to leave their homes. But I also hear news that the businesses are still running. I am glad and thankful for that, as this shows how we, the people of the Green Isles, have strong hearts, good faith, and that we are not easily defeated by adversity, as dark and unknown as it may seem.
Hear, hear.
King Alexander will awaken from his sleep. This man you see among you, his father, King Graham of Daventry, is not only already working on it, but he has a plan and a solution. It will be just a matter of hours before you can come back again to see your king, perhaps as soon as the end of the day.
No pressure or anything.
We have overcome many adversities in the past, and we have only become a stronger community. This too shall make us stronger. I ask you to return to your daily lives and show whomever it is that is trying to set us back that they cannot do so, for we will go on, and our lives are still our own. Let us show those with treachery and evil in their hearts that they may have won this battle, but we will surely win
What a great way to open up the game. Bravo, Phoenix. What do we got left, Graham? The richest fruit.
My pockets are getting a little heavy. I'll just put a few of these things away for now.
An evening glory. An ebony rose bathed in the blood of one who wishes to travel to the realm of dreams. So we need to find a black rose that's covered, I assume, in our own blood. Or perhaps the blood of Edgar. They showed him on there. An evening glory. The moon? And the richest fruit in the land. Not sure what that could be yet, but passion fruit, perhaps? Let us begin. Jason Michael Victor, by the way, voice of Graham, and I apologize, I don't know the name of Hassan right off the top of my head. Did a radio show right before this, you know, to kind of kick off episode 4's release. Was absolutely fantastic. It was really, really funny. I actually found myself LOLing and laughing out loud, actually, a couple times. Really was well done.
There's no point in going into that room.
Oh, do I need to turn on the subtitles? Nope. I might. Options. That's not what I want. That's not what I want. Probably under audio. Show, no. Show dialogue subtitles. There we go. Sorry about that, folks. Actually, I want to bring down the sound just a bit. Let's bring it down to 75-ish. 80, I guess. Leave the voices up where they are. Actually, if we put it there... Yeah. Alright. Sorry about that, folks.
There's no point.
I would like to see Cosima again. Austin Haynes, who did the music, absolutely incredible job.
A long time ago, before Alexander was born, Graham read a book of a man who journeyed for years in search of his purpose and fighting against an inherent darkness that struggled to overcome him. The protagonist's name was Alexander. It was so compelling that it led Graham to name his son after that character, and he desperately hopes now that Alexander is as fortunate in his struggles as the one in the story. Graham has never seen Rosella lying so still for such a long period of time. He cannot help looking at his little girl's golden locks with tenderness. A few strands fallen across her face, her mischief-filled eyes shut to the world, and her voice so silent. The land's all the poorer for being deprived of her laughter. For a moment, it's too much for the king, and he feels his legs struggle to hold him up, his will gone and his heart filled with only despair. But he perseveres, knowing his little girl needs him now more than ever, and Graham is determined to rescue her.
Amen, Graham. We've got this. We've got this.
Stop being so nosy, Graham. That's Cosima's private vanity. Cosima has been generous enough already in granting Graham one of her most valuable treasures, her family heirloom. Graham decides to respect her privacy and leave her things alone.
Let's see what we have. We still have the poison armed, the cloak, obviously, a little cup.
Graham considers it,
but
then decides not to.
Our magic bag.
Unfortunately,
No, what? I just...
And Graham thought he was never going to find the magic bag he needed. You were warned. One use only, and you already used it. Graham hopes his son's hair will sufficiently represent his strength for the spell.
And
the shears are now empowered with the elements of earth and fire. Graham can hear Rosella's beautiful voice inside the shell when he puts it to his ear. Salt crystals.
Salt crystals!
What are you staring at?
I'll stick in the mud and rotten tomato.
The smithy did a wonderful job on this silver moon. Graham wishes he could get one made for Valanice, perhaps at a later time.
The mermaid's necklace?
Incredibly beautiful.
Oh no,
valuable
that was the
rests on the vanity.
I'm sorry. That was the heirloom. We're ready to go, folks. I'm ready. No, this episode was really highly anticipated, and actually, episode 5, they're switching their engine entirely to a new the Unity engine. So should be neat to see.
Graham knows that Casima's parents are not in the cast.
Whatever. I go where I want. Valanice still in here?
Graham still cannot believe Valanice is of Druid heritage. How? And why she has never mentioned it?
It's funny, I always felt that with the King's Quest games...
Graham does not... His adventuring...
The King's Quest games, I don't know if they ever decided to make an overarching storyline for everything. It... Maybe as the games went on, but the games really, I mean, it didn't seem like a huge overarching storyline when I played them. Oh, good. Close the door, Grams. I'm sorry. Go ahead and fix that up there. But the Phoenix Online has done an outstanding job of tying all the characters and all the plots together. And to be honest with you, that's one of the most difficult things I'd imagine as a writing staff, is tying all of this stuff together. And, you know, the multiple kingdoms and the multiple families.
Have you found anything relevant about the cloaked man at the wedding?
No. I've sent emissaries to question and search all over the Green Isles, but we haven't been successful. No one has heard of or seen this stranger before.
You surely must have a hypothesis.
I don't base investigations upon suppositions. Only when I have a solid set of clues can I give you a report.
Fair enough. Keep up the good work, doggy. Let's just make this episode like 30 minutes. Oh, you know what though? I shouldn't set the timer for 30. Sorry. I know a lot of people ask why I set a timer. It's actually just to try and keep a little bit of a continuity thing going on. Personal preference.
Graham can think of nothing worth investigating in the castle basement.
Let's check out here again. Now that Miss Katie isn't guarding the door this time.
Casima had told Graham that they wanted to renovate the throne room since it was starting to show its age. However, Graham remembers it being a splendid sight the last time he was here. That looks like mucilage. Fine.
Oh.
That looks like mucilage.
You could just say glue.
Fine. Glue.
Glue. Can I take any?
Graham doesn't need a full pot of glue, but he'll remember its location.
That's where the guests' bedrooms are. There's nothing I need there.
It won't fit in Graham's pockets. Strange, I know. Graham doesn't think that way.
We can come back here. We're trying to do the general point-and-click thing of, even if you don't find an item in an area, you want to get a general idea as to what stuff is and what things have changed. A lot of games do episodes and acts and things like that, even if they don't necessarily call it that. And it's good to get an idea of what things have changed. Can I go in here yet in the kitchen? Doesn't look like I can.
As much as Graham would like them out of his sight, he doesn't have time to remove them.
Castlemates will take care of it. Fair enough, Castlemates. Let's see if anyone's out here. Oh, Pan. Where you at, Pan? Music, it really is great. It does a great job of setting the mood and the tone. Hey, buddy. Can we talk for a bit?
Relaxing to the music?
Hello there! Yeah, one's gotta do what one can. One can't let these tragic events take hold of oneself.
Very beautiful melody. What is it?
Something to remind one of home.
Ah, home.
Graham would rather not interrupt Pan's beautiful melody anymore, unless he really...
We'll remember him. Looks like he has a... I'd imagine that being somewhat important. And apparently, according to the stream, Phoenix upped the difficulty of the puzzles a little bit this time. So, I will do the traditional thing I do of keep going until I get stuck, and then I'll off-camera some stuff while I'm just trying to sort things through, but I'll continue to leave my thought process and everything in there. The only problem is I've seen point-and-click games before of people, and, you know, I know some people would prefer me to record everything. Generally, in a point-and-click game, though, there's times where you're just going to be stuck for 30, 40 minutes making zero progress, or even more than that. And so it's hard to commentate through that, because sometimes I just like to sit back and revisit areas and soak up everything I can. So we'll be doing the same thing with that.
What would someone getting into the way?
This leads us out to the tree. Birdie.
Now that's odd. Graham could have sworn that nest was occupied with cheeping newborn birds just yesterday when he came by here. Now there are only unbroken eggs, as though the birds had never hatched at all. How strange.
That's extremely strange.
King Graham has not been admitted into the TSL Asylum yet. For more information about the TSL Asylum, please go to www.tsl-game.com and head to the forums section. Oh, and if you want to hear more about the wonderful narrator, go to www.amycarillo.com. Yes, I know. Shameless self-promotion.
Interesting. We'll need to take a special note of that. That's really... I think I'm onto something big with that.
An old chest has been abandoned here, its contents unknown. Were his children here, Rosella would have opened it by now, while Alexander would be warning her to be more cautious. Though neither lacks for bravery or creativity, Graham's daughter has always been more like her father, while Alexander has took to Valenice's more wary approach to such things.
Well, if that's not a hint to open it.
Graham's intuition as an experienced adventurer tells him there's nothing useful in there. Somewhere, somehow, some hand of fate decided that this chest didn't need to be opened or contain any items, almost as though by some grand cosmic game design.
Oh, the banner is back up again.
The banner reads, "Happy 21st birthday, King Alexander and Princess Rose?" The rain must have washed off the last 3 letters. Strange that only those last letters should vanish, though.
Wait a minute. That banner was struck by lightning yesterday. What's going on?
An ebony rose, though. Ha 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 ha! That's gotta be it. I don't think I have a way of getting up there, but...
That won't work, but keep trying.
That's gonna be your ebony rose right there. Oh. So we theoretically have one ingredient. That's gotta be it. That's gotta be the ebony rose. The jackalope.
Graham recalls Valanice telling him of meeting such a creature in the desert of Eldritch. Looks like someone who came through the Green Isles had a higher appreciation for the creature's antics than she did.
Is the Mask of Eternity? Oh yeah, I was just covering it.
Oh, please, let's not talk about Roger for another 5 minutes. There's a game to be played. I mean, there are people to be saved. You needed to have clicked the eye on Bowl first for this message to make any sense. And if you didn't, stop using the icons out of order.
Sorry.
Aren't these...
Hear ye, now your inner glutton can be satisfied, and you'll never starve again. Daventry's own refilling bowls, used and approved by King Graham himself, whilst he sought the crown of Daventry. Warning, the contents of this food product may or may not contain any nutritional value. In fact, the contents of this food product and their origins have not been successfully identified. Do not place in oven or heat in microwave.
Microwave?
Oh, sorry, I mistook you for Roger Rocco.
Ah, Roger.
Graham still remembers the time Roger crashed into his moat after hitting the Don't Push button in the original Space Quest 1, the Sarian encounter.
Funny guy, a little bit out there. He insisted he came from the future.
It took the Daventry guards days before they could pull that strange device out of the water.
What did he call it? A space horse?
Ship, Graham. Spaceship.
He kept saying he wanted to be my first knight. I always thought he was good for cleaning the stables. I wonder where he is now.
Probably crashed at Schloss Ritter.
Where in Daventry is that?
You don't play too many adventure games,
Gabriel Knight.
do you, Graham?
Contrary to your beliefs, I do. Over and over again.
Luckily for you, there is that save and load feature.
Yes, especially on those narrow edges in the early days.
Somebody ought to teach those players how to control those arrows.
It hurt. A lot.
Excuse me, sire. Are you talking to yourself?
No.
You know what, folks? I think this is a good place to cut off. So, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you on episode whatever it is of The Silver Lining. As always, folks, thanks for watching.